Young, tipsy, and black.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a new season of the Young, Tipsy, and Black podcast, a podcast combining two of my favorite things, wine/spirits and music. I'm your host, Torrance, and y'all, we're kicking off season 2, okay? I know I didn't officially tell y'all that season 1 had ended, but after like 14, 15 episodes, I was like, I want to do something different. I want to shift the podcast around a little bit. As you can see, we got a new backdrop, a new background. So I'm getting a little color in it. And I wanted to do something new. So, the podcast has shifted a little bit, and we were about to reveal this to you now. But I missed y'all. I miss doing this. I'm enjoying it. There's so many new things that I have cooking over on my end. So I appreciate your patience. I know people have been asking, when you gonna put another episode out? And it's here, okay? This is a holiday episode, okay? So we're keeping it light and happy, because Merry Chrimuhhh, or Happy Holidays to those who don't do the Chrimuhhh.
Happy Christmas.
So this episode, we'll be doing a rosé. And I have my handy dandy flashcards to help me out, okay? Because those other classes are expensive, okay? I can't wait to get there. Want to get there eventually. But for now, we're going to do some self-study, some study at the house. And those of you who have watched other episodes of the podcast know I enjoy a rosé. And what makes rosé and gives rosé this beautiful color is it doesn't spend enough time with the skins of the red grapes to give it that deep, rich, add the tannins in essentially. So rosé is simply just, a red wine, if you will, that spent very minimal time with the skin. Sometimes with red wine, they'll spend days, with the skin so that they can get that richness and that deep tannin or thick skins. But before a rosé, it's like maybe a couple hours just to get it to this color here. And we will be trying a Whispering Angel. And I know y'all seen it all over the place. Whatever, this has won a ton of awards in Provence and all over the place, like gold medals, all the beautiful things. So I'm excited to dive into this. I was trying to figure out what the hype is about this rosé, and we're gonna see today. So let's crack into it, and you'll know why too. The album that I'm going to do for this Merry Chrimuhhh or Happy Holiday episode, it's going to be so timely. You're going to know exactly why it's a Whispering Angel. Why I picked this one to accompany this particular project. So let's get into her. One of my favorite sounds. So I like the color, right? Nice light pale, right? It's the way that people describe it is it has a nice refreshing acidity with flavors of grapefruit, citrus, and peach. Let's see if we taste it. People will tell you what you're supposed to taste. Let's see if you taste it. Okay. Hold on now. I definitely get the citrus, definitely get the grapefruit. The peach is like at the end, it rounds out. This is smooth. This is a round rosé. When I say a round one, I mean that it fully is like coats the palate. It have a nice acidity. It's not overly powering where my mouth is just like, oh my God, this is so sour. This is really nice. I get why y'all are acting crazy about this. And I get how this is one of them damn awards. This is good. This is going to be a problem. At any rate, here we are. I am now going to tell you what I want to pair this with. And I'm excited for this one because there could have been quite a few different projects that I could have chosen for this. And we are pairing this Whispering Angel with the Preacher's Wife soundtrack. I don't know, it's on the nose to me, y'all. It sounds like this is what it was supposed to be made for. It's pair as well, okay? Nice, crisp, refreshing, okay? Lighthearted, a good sipping, chill rosé, absolutely this is going to be delicious. And it pairs so well with that project. This is a special project for me and I know a lot of other people. This is like a classic black Christmas movie. And the soundtrack alone, oh my God. The people involved in this soundtrack, insane. So typically after I do the what's in my cup section, where I tell you what's in my cup, we would jump to the Tipsy tea section. But now that has been replaced with the Come Taste This With Me, where I do a nice deep dive into the project, the producers, the writers, and just give a little bit more history into why the project and the wine go so well together. And we'll be right back with the Come Taste This With Me section. All right, y'all, we are back with the second segment, the new segment, Come Taste This With Me. This is when I dive in to the production and the artists within the project that I'm choosing to pair the wine with, okay? So very excited for this because then I get to flex a little bit. I get to show off. I get to pop out and show you evil. What this is. So again, I said it was the Preacher's Wife soundtrack. Now the movie. Okay, let's get that out the way now. Let's talk about it real briefly because we're about the soundtrack and not the movie. Movies is Denzel Washington. He is an angel, whispering angel, comes down from heaven and says, I'm going to help make your life better. The Courtney B. Vance's character and Whitney Houston's character. Okay? But then he kind of falls for Whitney Houston character. It's a little controversial because why would an angel be out here tempted and doing all this nasty? I don't know. I don't like it. But at any rate, trying to split up their marriage and stuff, that was a little weird. That was, as an adult, you kind of, but anyway, it is a black classic in the household, okay? In my household, I watch it every Chrimuhhh. And the album is already being played, so let's be very clear. This project was released in 1996, November 26th, specifically 1996. It was produced by Mervyn Warren and Whitney Houston. Now, you may not know who Mervyn is, right? Just by name, but he was in Take 6, okay? Which was a 5-time, 5 Grammys to their name jazz gospel group, okay? So Mervyn had been doing this. Mervyn been doing this or whatever. And they did that, and their acapella group was from the 80s and the 90s, and we're talking about 96. So Mervyn, they knew to this. He true to this, okay? Been in this. So what I enjoyed about the Preacher's Wife soundtrack, and obviously it's in the name, The Preacher's Wife, but I love how churchy it was, okay? Very, very, very churchy, okay? We got a Joy to the World rendition, okay? We got a I Love the Lord rendition, okay? We also got some new stuff, some beautiful stuff. Who would imagine a king? Hold On, Help Is on the Way with the Georgia Mass Choir. I don't know. There was no miss. There was not one miss on this soundtrack. And there are some other producers who were involved in this. Obviously, it wasn't just Mervyn and Whitney Houston. And I'm going to tell you how you can hear it. Take some time out. Put On My Heart Is Calling. Put On My Heart Is Calling. Listen to it real good. Babyface is all over that thing. Babyface wrote that and he produced it. That's his song, okay? That is so Babyface coded. It's insane. It's that one, and then it's also You Were Loved. Also sounds extremely Babyface coded. So lock into that, okay? I love how churchy it was. I also, and that's really why I picked this Whispering Angel, okay? I love how churchy it was. I feel like it was really on the nose with the Whispering Angel part. But this is a light, refreshing, crisp rosé to watch and listen to a really, really great soundtrack that is very uplifting. Okay? It is an uplifting soundtrack, okay? Like, that's really what it is. And this is a nice, crisp, beautiful, like, I don't know, this, it's citrusy, it's refreshing. Child, it's everything I need and more, okay? Similar to the project. Everything I need and more. And not only was the project like really, really good and like Black households loved it, whatever. It was also critically acclaimed, right? Like it was nominated for top gospel album. It was nominated for I Believe in You and Me, and specifically was nominated for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance at the 40th Grammy Awards. And the soundtrack was also nominated for Best R&B Album. Okay, now that was a little gospel, right? Because it hit number 1 on the gospel charts, right? And Whitney with this one being number 1 on the gospel charts, Whitney became the first female solo artist to do that. Okay, this was literally a game-changing soundtrack, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Okay, and honestly, it didn't even hit me until I'm diving and doing all this research. That's all Whitney Houston. That's all Whitney. That's all Whitney. I love that soundtrack so much, but I'm gonna tell you what ain't on that soundtrack that I needed. Put on the whole armor of God, okay? And nothing. That's what you needed. That would have really brought this Whispering Angel right back around to this soundtrack. Absolutely. That song in particular was so good that now I go straight to the movie to get it because it ain't on the album. That's the one fault that I had on this. It would have won. I think it would have won all them awards had they put on the whole armor of God. I'm just saying. I think it would. I think this Whispering Angel goes so well with this light, refreshing, uplifting project that is the Preacher's Wife soundtrack. It was beautifully produced. It was beautifully performed. There are no notes for this project. It was absolutely and is absolutely sensational. I love a holiday jam. I love something that I can always revisit, and it is that. It is that project. And I'm grown now. So when I have me a nice old glass of this Whispering Angel, I'm gonna be listening to that Preacher's Wife soundtrack you hear. All right now, I'm gonna jump into the Sip Responsibly section. We'll be right back. Perfect. We put my Whispering Angel, okay? I really hope y'all like that Come Taste This With Me section. Because it's staying, okay? It ain't going nowhere. I will be doing Tipsy Teas, though, but that'll be more for social media. But for the podcast itself, I want to dive more into the project. I want to dive more into the wine. I want to dive more into the project. So get used to it. Now we're moving on to the Sip Responsibly section because I endured this and it's not going anywhere either. All right, this is a short and sweet one because let's be clear. We were just talking about the Preacher's Wife soundtrack. I don't want nothing too crazy. Okay? Because some of these, nasty. It was a little gross, but it's short and sweet. I got wasted one night and peed in my friend's houseplant. When he came back in the living room and caught me, I calmly said, "Chill, bro. I'm just pissing in the bushes." He kicked me out and made me take the plant with me too. You're inside and you saw a plant. You ain't outside. You ain't in the element. You inside where there is a bathroom. You should never get that wasted where you don't know where the bathroom is. Okay? That's unacceptable. That's what Sip Responsibly is all about. You should be aware of your surroundings enough to know where the damn bathroom is. Because this is unacceptable. Because not only am I violated by walking out here and seeing you doing whatever dirt you need to do, but you did it in my good plant. And it was probably a good one too, right? It was probably potted well, okay? It was probably big enough, because you call it in the bush, right? So I'm assuming it ain't no nice, cute little money plant. No, it's probably one of them good ones. The good one. Probably got an elephant ear, the elephant ear ones. It's probably a good $70, $80 plant. And now you got a pissy plant and a pissy friend, and you got to give that plant up to your friend. I don't know how to recover from that. That is, to me, the most disrespectful thing you can do, right? Now, I ain't got that many plants in my house, for real. But I know a lot of people talk about their plants as they cheering. Okay? You just peed on that man's child. That is gross. This is gross. It's giving very much art. And I don't like that. You, sir, need to sit responsibly. This is what this whole segment is about. Calling people out for the awful things that they do. Okay? And also making sure that y'all understand that you should never get that drunk. Ever. I wish I knew what he was drinking. I wish I knew what he was on. Because nobody needs to get there. Okay? We've all been drunk. We've all gotten there. At some point, we're like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Find the toilet. You're inside. What are you doing?
You nasty.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to this new episode, this new season. I'm really excited about it. I really hope you like the Temptations with Me section. If you don't, it doesn't matter. No, that sounds good. But I really enjoy it. I wanted to give the podcast a little bit more oomph, a little bit more like, a little bite to it. So we gave it the Temptations with Me section. It's also the holidays. So happy holidays. Merry Chrimuhhh if you celebrate Chrimuhhh. Until next time, I'm your host, Torrance. And sit responsibly, please. Peace.